My name's Elizabeth Green, and in this video, I'm going to give you some really practical tips on how you can strategically figure out how to gain more market share through Amazon advertising. So, in this current market right now, there's a lot of products that are very down, and there's some that the demand for them has really picked up, and it's a really good time to gain some additional market share if you're positioned to do so. I'm going to give you some really practical advice on how to use Helium 10 to find some strategic keywords to advertise on to snag that additional market share. So what I did is I went to Amazon, typed in something, toddler puzzles. Obviously, this is a pretty short tail keyword. It would, if you're well ranked on this keyword, to be honest, I didn't look up the search volume. However, I mean, it's a pretty generic keyword as far as toddler puzzles go. So if you're well ranked on this, most likely you have decent sales. So when I'm scrolling down, I picked one of these products. I'm going to see if I can find it here. They are on the page one, however, they're a little bit down the page. So this wooden peg puzzles for toddlers 2 to 3 years old. If I were to click on this, so what I did is I just went and grabbed this ace in here. And I'm going to pretend that this is our product. So we are, pretending that this is the product. We want to see where we can gain some additional market share. Now, what I did is I went over to Cerebro, which is, you can use this for ACE and lookup. So what I did is I reverse ACE and searched the product, assuming this is my product. So I can look up all of the keywords that this product is showing for, and then I put some additional parameters here. Now these are going to be the parameters to identify keywords that I'm organically ranked on, bottom of page 1, somewhere on page 2. And then I want to look at only the organic ranking. I'm not interested to know where my sponsored or my recommended are. I just want to see where I'm organically placed. And then I'm going to look at the minimum organically ranked of 30. So that's nearish the bottom of page 1. As well as I don't want to be over 90, meaning I don't want to be all the way down to page 2, 3, 4. This is going to be the range where you're already decently ranked. However, you're not really highly ranked. Obviously, you have enough sales velocity right now to be decently ranked on these particular keywords. This is going to pull up. I also put a minimum search volume of 300. It's just a basic value to get rid of any of those. There are potential keywords that come up that really don't have any search volume. There's not a lot of volume on the keyword. Search volume is not everything. I would definitely look at relevancy. Those ones you tend to have better conversion rates on, easier to rank. So we are going to be going and curating through this list. So what I see is I have about 628 keywords that show up. Now, I'm not going to be advertising on all of these keywords. What you want to do, so now that you've isolated all these keywords that you're decently ranked on, I did sort this by search volume. Again, search volume is not everything. So this one, okay, 35,000 search volume, that's awesome. I look at it, it may be relevant to my product, but notice this is not targeting kids. This is not targeting my product specifically. If I were to advertise on this keyword, I would not expect to get any conversions or many conversions at all. There are some people advertising on this keyword. Somebody got ranked here, but the majority of these are not relevant to my product. Now you could piggyback off of some people. Right here you see some like products that are decently ranked on the keyword. You might want to ace and target them. That's another trick to do. I would pay attention to the price point though, because notice this price point is $26. So if you're showing up under these, be strategic with your ace and targeting. However, that's not a keyword I would go after. Looking at this one as well, so organically ranked 43 on this one, alphabet puzzle. Relevant to the product for sure. This one has alphabet as well as it has some other additional puzzles in here. So you might have a better selling proposition. So we also have numbers in our puzzle as well. So that's something to take into account when looking here. Also, the price point's a bit higher than some of these. That's something to take into account when you're looking on the page. However, this may be a good place to gain some additional market share. That would be something that you could go after. So you want to go through and just curate this list. see anything that's decently ranked number puzzle. Now notice, see these ones we're looking at 2,000 search volume, 1,000 search volume. So you can get some more market share on some decent search volume. Now I did happen to look at the sponsored, like how many places this product is being advertised on. So I think they were advertising on like 143 keywords, decent amount. They're obviously well ranked on something like toddler puzzle, so they're probably doing pretty well. However, I'm noticing doing this reversation search, using these parameters to isolate these specific keywords and then going through, I did find quite a few relevant keywords that they're not even advertising on that have a decent enough search volume that I think, were you to target those in your advertising and be able to leverage that to increase organic ranking, you could be gaining much more of this market share, especially at a time right now where things like this are in much higher demand. And depending on how your conversions are at those, you really could leverage this at this time or any time really. If I'm looking to go after ranking targets, this is one of the first things I do. In addition to looking at the search term report, that's definitely a good place to find any potential ranking targets for your advertising. But using Cerebro or any reverse ACE and lookup tool, I like that you can put these specific parameters here inside Cerebro, filtering through the list. And then the other thing is, if you're going after any of these keywords, I would recommend doing an exact match and probably a phrase match as well. I wouldn't do broad match, because when you're being aggressive, broad is just their nature of the match type. It doesn't lend itself well to being really aggressive for ranking. So I definitely stick with exact and phrase match, and just try and be a bit more aggressive and see if you can push your organic ranking and gain some more market share. So hopefully you found this helpful and you're able to deploy these strategies.